Sentimental update for the 5th of November for the QuasiDB service. So this is S&P 500. This is 61.8 at 3444. Not sure if you remembered or even traded this particular instrument, but we were above monthly pivot, so that would have been your bias. And remember, the technicals were quite bullish yesterday, and the signals up. Your MR1 is 3479. We're just above MR1 now. MR2 is up here. So it's potentially, if we hold MR1, then the next step is that. If we're below MR1, then we go to pivot. So just think it nice and logical. That's potential target if we hold above, and if we hold below, that's your target. So we're above the 61.8, which is from that range, and we're above monthly pivot as well. And this became a buy on our risk calculation for the simple reason that the retail sold it. So that's the reason why it's a buy on the dashboard. So there's your risk calculation. That's your risk barometer today. AJ, the stops are wide still. They haven't actually unchanged from yesterday. They're pretty much the same. 75.52 and 73.07. Just check your greens and things like that. AU, we're above MR1. So likewise saying about S&P, if we're above, we can target this, and if we're below, we can target monthly pivot. So keep it real simple. SLC above 72.40, 71.37. We are a buy, and they sold it, and we're technically good. And yeah, we'll obviously look at the S&P chart as well for the risk. EA, one above, 164.05, 162.41. Choppy and sideways. EU, there's this horrible untradeable spikes there after the well, we're still going on with the elections, but that was the initial spike. And we're above monthly pivot, technically strong, and we're a buy. And the SLC above is 117.50, and below is 116.85. Looks like we're breaking this trend line here. So, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It might hold below, it might crack above. We'll have to see. Just keep an eye on your stop loss clusters. So we're 7 pips away. It could target that, then fall back down, and that would be typically cruel. And so that would be kind of expected. Whatever the most cruel thing is, that will happen. And I'll populate this stop loss cluster as soon as it's calculated where it is, but the one above, was 1.3, so we're 22 pips above, so those guys got screwed. 129.08, it's sort of 50-50 to be honest, 48.52, so be careful, and that's them going long, which should be a sell. So this has been a bit naughty, this one, as we can see on the pound bubble. Kiwi above 67.50 and below 66.72. Again, look at your technical. We are a buy. They sold it, so it should come up. Remember, it could be potentially payday for the herd because we're Thursday, Friday as well. It's worth noting. 1, 2, 3, 10 for EJ. One below. 121.49. We are a sell, but they're selling over time, so that could be bullish. The monthly pivot's 122.84, so it's still quite far below, but if we get above, then we can target that. Pound yen, there's your monthly pivot test, 135.89, so it could have just been a horrendous stop hunt, because we do know the pound bubble is a strong sell. So this should reduce in size, the pound bubble. So it could be a horrendously cruel spike, I think. 61%, so it's a sell. That's them going long, which is bearish, so we shouldn't be seeing a spike here. So I think the pound bubble is going to reduce in size. One above was 135.45, so we completely shot through it. One below, 134.78. UJ, 104.85, and below 103.99. So I'm going long, so that should be bearish. We are a sell as well. Dollar CAD, this is the largest stop loss cluster, so I think we're going to potentially get it. I think that this is MS1, your monthly support, 13130. We're sitting on it now. I think we might get that stop loss cluster. If we do, that's 45 pips away, so it could be a good target. Your technicals are quite weak. Stochastics are looking ticking up on a very small time frame, so we might be having that as support. Yeah, so just be careful, I think, today. One above 92.20, one below 90.79. We are a sell. That's them going long, so that should be bearish. And last but not least, the gold. Your SLC is at MR1 at 1920. Yep, 1920. And I'm not going to show you the one below because it's ridiculously far away. But we're above monthly pivot, so you'd want to exit if you were short, if we're above, and you'd want to exit if it goes below, if you're long. So just keep that as an eye, like the line in the sand, 1890. We could potentially get 1921 because we're above monthly pivot. So just think of things very logically. If we're above, target that. If we're below, we target that, and that's it really. And that's your line in the sand. So it's like a go, no go. So that's the quick video today, and I'll be around if you need me, as always, but I'll be hands off in a sort of administrator role going forward, and hope you have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon.